So I'm scrolling through Xbox trying to find a new game to play. I'm feeling a bit nostalgic and I decided to go into the backwards compatibility section, which I honestly believe needs to be expanded upon. But as I'm scrolling through, I find this gem, SSX 3. It has been years since I played this game, so I bought it, played it, and now I want to give you my thoughts on how I feel this game has aged. SSX 3 came out in 2003, so it has been 17 years. The previous entry being SSX Tricky, which I remember pretty fondly as well, which came out in 2001. So between the 2 years that it took them to make this game, this is the result. A cleaner, more fluid, streamlined, extreme snowboarding video game. Now when I say cleaner, I think I say that with the simplicity of it all, which is pretty upsetting to be honest, because Tricky was so in your face about everything. You had an announcer saying every little thing you were selecting, the music hyped you up, and the characters had actual, character. Not saying that this one did it, but when playing Tricky, you were able to see where other people's alliances were with you. In 3, you were able to tell if somebody's getting pissed at you if you see the exclamation point above their head. Yellow being if they're a little bit aggravated with you, or red if they're really about to want to really beat the crap out of you at this point. The characters do have a bit of banter during the races, but it just feels like a step down from how the Tricky system did it. Some of the same characters from Tricky are back in the main roster, but the only voice actor who came back was Biff Naked for Zoe. The newer characters being Allegra, Griff, Nate, and Vigo. If I'm saying his name right, Vigo, whatever. These characters are pretty cool. I spent most of my time playing as Allegra and Nate, honestly. Vigo's pretty cool, but Griff can be such an annoying little shit. Thankfully, you can just assault the little fucker during the races. So it's been a long time since I really played Tricky, so there's only a couple things that from what I remember and what little I played the other week to compare this to. All I know is that the trick system is a lot smoother in my opinion in 3. Whenever you start a trick, as soon as you let it go, it will bring you back in your upright position. You have a boost meter that is controlled by the same button as the grab button, which can be a horrible thing sometimes because I will crash and bail every time I want to hit the boost button as I am about to hit the ground. But then I'll do a grab and then I'll fucking bail. You can change the controls up to have it be different buttons, but it's just a little bit weird, to get used to. I'm not used to these kinds of controls, but it's there as an option, which I, appreciate. So when you get your boost meter up, that's when you can start really doing the uber tricks. Now there are 3 uber levels. Level 1 is getting the trick meter all the way up to perform the Uber level 1 tricks, and level 2 is getting all the Uber letters together by performing the Uber tricks and being able to perform Uber 2 tricks. And Uber level 3 is getting all the rest of the letters together and having unlimited speed boost for a limited time. The Uber tricks are really cool and some of the characters have their own unique Uber tricks, but a lot of the time you're performing the same kind of Uber tricks with different characters. Now you can actually go into the shop and choose to have different Uber tricks assigned to your player, but I just end up, spending my money on increasing my stats, which can take me almost until I beat the actual game to get all my stats up. So I just wish the tricks were just a tad bit more creative, because then you just end up doing the same tricks over and over and over again. When you want to switch to another character, you're using the same tricks over and over and over again. It's like, come on, man, I was just playing this character doing all this crap. I want to experience a new thing, but it's okay, it's whatever, but just like I said, I just wish it was a tad bit creative. Speaking of the shop, while you are racing and free riding, you can find snowflake collectibles that make you money. You also earn money by completing the races and doing the freestyle tracks. You can spend the money by increasing your stats, which is what I primarily spend my money on. Then there's the music tracks, which I think is completely fucking useless. The Uber tricks and clothing and gear, which I really like. You can really change the look of your character. You can be pretty creative with it too. I really like that. So the biggest difference with this game and Tricky is the tracks. Instead of being able to choose your track and location in Tricky, this is an entire mountain with 3 peaks. Now with each peak having at least 2 main races, except for peak 3 that only has 1 main racetrack, you have to face a rival after doing those races for that peak. Once you complete the rival race, then all you have to do is race against the clock from the top of that specific peak all the way down to the bottom of peak 1. So doing the peak 3 race will take you about close to 30 minutes depending on how fast you are. The tracks in this game are pretty cool, but because since they are all confined to this one mountain, they all tend to look very similar to each other in some aspects, while in Tricky, the tracks had a very unique look to one another. I do like the option that you can freely ride around the mountain finding collectibles and doing some quick challenges. It adds a lot more content to the game and I like that. The soundtrack to this game is pretty cool. I mean, it just feels a bit weird that they keep just recycling some of the old songs from other EA published games, like from Need for Speed and whatnot, even in like NFL Street and all those other sports games. I mean, it's fine. I mean, they have very memorable songs, but you know, nothing will still top, you know, Run DMC's Tricky. And don't get me wrong, I like Petey Pablo, but I just feels a bit weird and out of place in a game like this. So while I do tend to have some fun with this game, sometimes it could just feel so empty in the sense as to why am I even doing these races? Is it just to get all the gold medals and complete everything? I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but for me it would be cool if there was like a reason behind doing the races, which is why I wish the characters had just a little bit more life to them. I don't know, it's just something that hangs on, you know, just playing the game. I just like, why am I even doing this? You know, at least in like Need for Speed Underground or other games like extreme sports games like that, there was a reason behind it. There was a story to drive you to do all these things. I mean, you know, it's different. You know, each game's gonna be different. I guess SSX doesn't need those stories or like that drive to get you to do it all. But just for me, it's just I wish there was a tiny bit more of an aspect to that to do the races, and just the characters to have a little bit more life to them. But you know, I'm just gonna be rambling on. One big thing I would like to mention is how crisp this game looks for the Xbox One. It is night and day. I own this game on PS2 and this looks 10 times better on the Xbox One. I was amazed by, like, you know, it's not, you know, going from one generation to the other, don't get me wrong, but the anti-aliasing, just the, you know, the more crisp, more clear picture is just so much nicer. You know, so overall, you know, SSX3, it's a classic. I feel like there could have been a couple more things that could have been added, but overall, you won't be disappointed. If you like unrealistic extreme sports games like I do, like NFL Street or Need for Speed, it is a great time to have. So definitely pick up SSX3 if you haven't already, just because it's an old retro PS2 game or an Xbox game, you know. Pick it up. It's for Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. I don't think it's on anything else. It's definitely not on PC, but definitely pick it up. I think it's a really good game, and if you have the chance, pick it up on Xbox One if you have an Xbox, because it looks great on this thing. My name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as Gamelight7. Please subscribe, follow, like, do whatever you guys can to support this channel. I stream on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come over there, hang out with me, let's have a good time, and guys, I'll check you out next time in my next video. Peace out.